5, 5, 7, 2, 1.
What most people think reinventing yourself starts with is motivation. A sudden burst of energy, a decision, but that's not actually how it begins. Reinventing yourself starts quietly, with a feeling you can't shake. A sense that life you're living is almost fits, but not quite. You're not failing, you're functioning, and that's the problem. Before anyone changes their life, there's a period they don't talk about. They wake up and nothing's technically wrong. You're doing what you're supposed to do. You're showing up. You're paying bills. You're staying busy. But there's something off. You feel restless, even on good days. Tired, even when you rest. Unfulfilled when you've been productive. And you could say this is the most dangerous phase because it's comfortable, just enough for you to tolerate. Tell yourself, things could be worse. Or, I'll figure it out later. Or, this is how life is. But deep down, you actually know that's not the truth. The hardest part of reinventing yourself isn't failing. It's living a life that almost works. You don't hate your life, and that's why you stay. And most people stay here because they're lazy. They don't change because their discomfort isn't loud enough for them to make a move yet. So they wait. And years will pass by. And then, eventually, something shifts. Not motivation, not inspiration, honesty. This is the moment most people make a mistake for clarity. But clarity isn't exciting, it's heavy. Because now you're no longer asking, what do I want? You're asking, what does this actually require? You realize uncomfortable truths. The habits are holding you back. That some people, only the old version of is holding you back. And that some of the paths you've been on are leading you to nowhere. Reinvention doesn't begin by adding things. It starts with removing them. And this is where most people stop, because clarity has a cost. It begins admitting you can't keep doing the same things. You can't keep thinking the same way. You can't keep waiting for the right moment. You stop chasing comfort, and you start choosing to be competent. And that's when it hits you. The version of you that created this life can't be the one that builds the next one. Clarity feels good for about 5 minutes, then it demands action. And this is where almost everyone quits. Not because it's hard, but because it's quiet. Execution is the loneliest phase of reinvention. There's no one in the audience to clap for you. There's no one to see the efforts you've been meticulously doing. And no one believes in you at the beginning. Maybe not even you. But you keep doing the work. And nothing's happening. You're showing up, but there is no feedback. You're changing, but the world still sees you as the same. This is the invisible phase. Execution feels pointless right before it works. And most people quit here. Not because they failed, but because they couldn't stand the feeling of being unseen or their fruits not come to fruition. This is where their identity actually begins to change. Not when you decide, not when you announce it, but when you keep going without validation. You stop explaining, you stop seeking the approval of others, and you stop waiting to feel ready for the right moment. When you build evidence instead of confidence, then one day, quietly, things begin to shift. Your habits begin to feel normal. The discipline that once felt hard feels automatic. And the old you feels foreign, like a different person. And that is reinvention. Reinventing yourself isn't a moment. It's a series of quiet decisions no one will see, and unlikely outcomes don't come from loud promises. They come from consistency, where no one is watching you. If you're in the middle of becoming someone new, you're not behind, you're right on time. And that is a little AI created voiceover that I did here, because this is my first video, guys, and I did not know how to start or where to start, and so it's going to be a project in the making. But yes, reinvention is a difficult thing, especially when you have nowhere to begin, nowhere to start. You don't even know where you are at with yourself, and that is the hardest part about finding your way. And this year, I hope through this channel that we're able to find that, connect, and become better with ourselves. Not because I don't even know where I was going with there. But anyway, I hope all of you have a good new year, and I hope that you stick around for what's to come this year. Out.